Big D from Local State of Mind. Big D was the person who convinced me to get back in it because I was done with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was done with, he's like, no, you can be just, he said, you could be bigger than Charleston White because of his closeness of proximity to the Sean Cottons and closeness of proximity to you guys. He gave me a mission. I did one show with Big D and he passed away. I'm really tearing up right now because the mission I'm on, I'm doing this shit for Big D, bro.
Amen.
Because he believed in me. He told me, don't never forget to be a real nigga, which I already knew. They need real niggas who have been there and done that. You have too many whack 100s. We have too many Charleston Whites, right? And they have megaphones. So real niggas in the hood need to know that those don't represent for us.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to BT Scoop TV. Now, I've watched Dawgface speak on a whole lot of different situations, but I never heard the full story behind what motivated Dawgface to get back into this media space. Now, I knew Dawgface was doing podcast type content before podcast was really even considered podcast in this culture. But what I didn't know, that Dawgface was on the verge of calling this whole social media thing a quits until one of his big homies showed him the game, told him he could probably be the biggest social media personality on this planet. Then told him he would do whatever he needed to do to help him succeed. 4 days later, that man passed away. Now, listening to Dawgface speak on this situation, man, you can kind of tell that Dawgface really haven't had the time to sit down and really think about his accomplishments and what actually motivated him to do that, man. But we about to tap into this content. Make sure y'all hit that like, hype, subscribe, man. We trying to get this video into the algorithm, and they got me out the algorithm right now. So y'all do your boy Big Time Scooter a favor, man, and get me back into the algorithm. Let's get into it, though.
Now, hold on, because here's the thing, because I feel like you have an unfair advantage to the normal podcaster.
Who, me?
Yes, because you came in successful. Mm-hmm. You came in established.
What you mean successful with what?
Money.
No, nigga.
You didn't. So you.
No, nigga.
So wait, you got that chain. Hold on, no. So you got that chain out podcasting?
No.
That's what I'm saying, nigga. You would still have these niggas want that.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, bro. I rebuke that shit in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. How you do that shit? I rebuke that shit.
Telling
because you talking to a motherfucker. My mama was a drug addict. I ain't really had no daddy. When I started committing crimes and doing shit, bro, when I started robbing, I was robbing because I was hungry. Mm-hmm. When I started stealing, I was stealing because I ain't had no food to eat. I had family members, but I didn't want to go to their house because I didn't want to hear the shit they were going to say about my mama. So I chose to sleep in abandoned cars and sleep in garages and sleep in abandoned houses and shit because I didn't want to hear the negative shit that my family was going to say about my mama being on drugs. I would rather sleep out in the cold than hear somebody constantly break my mama for something that is right. I just didn't want to hear it. So
that gotta be a cold situation, bro.
When you look at anything that I've accomplished this shit despite insurmountable odds being put against me. Right now, if I was a drug addict, an alcoholic, dead, or in prison for the rest of my life, nobody would be surprised about it. People are surprised that I'm anything other than what they thought I was gonna be.
For sure.
So when it comes to the success that I'm enjoying right now, when I talk to him, I talk to him every day. I'm always looking to expand and grow. I'm never sitting back bragging about being on Vlad, bragging about being on Academics live stream. To me, those are milestones and those things are positive when you look at my agenda, where I'm trying to be. But bro, I'm never sitting back thinking about no chain. I don't give a about no chain, no car. I buy shit, don't give a about it. I got a closet with $250,000 of clothes in that motherfucker. I don't wear none of that shit.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Once Dawgface took off, he took off moving fast, where he was in interviews, debates, viral moments on this internet to the point where he probably didn't have time to process everything that he was building. Now, I think on this interview, though, he sat down. Y'all pay attention, though. It's going to get to it. It finally sat in on him, bro. But y'all pay attention. Hit that like and hype button. Let's get into it.
I go to the Sam's Club, baby, a Sam's Club, motherfucker. I put that shit on when I got to put that shit on. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Anybody who knows me, bro, I go ride my four-wheeler, go drive my Razor, go jump on the boat. I don't give a fuck about this shit in real life.
But
I'm doing what I'm doing right now, bro, because YouTube and urban media, the urban YouTube space, they need real niggas who have been there and done that. You have too many whack 100s. We have too many Charleston Whites, right? And they have megaphones. And Charleston White is a megaphone with himself. Whack 100 is not a megaphone, but he has access to megaphone style pop. He has access to Adam 22 and No Jumper. He has access to Trap Lil Ross. He has access to Poetic Flacco. He has access to academics. So real niggas in the hood need to know that those bitch ass don't represent for us. We have to have somebody, because most of these young kids, most of these young black boys and girls, right, and even young white and Hispanic, right, they never had no OG. They never had no big homie. So when they see a whack 100 on academics, they equate that with being successful. When they see whack 100 on academics, No Jumper, those are platforms they wish they could be on. So they equate that shit, well, he must be right. Because if he wasn't right, how could he make it to academics if he wasn't right? He has to be important. He has to be a force, right? So people like me, we have to step forward to show young black boys and girls that, listen, the shit this nigga doing, just because you see him, it's kind of like, just because you see a nigga with some money, don't make him a real nigga.
For sure.
Just because you see whack 100 on whatever platform, just because you see Charleston White on whatever platform, don't get that shit mixed up with them niggas being real niggas, talking real shit. So a motherfucker like me is necessary because I come from nothing.
See, now y'all can understand Dawgface's current mission, man. His mission is more, it's understandable now that he's telling this story, bro. He come in the game to, go against the mighty big figures that he seems to be leading people the wrong way. And I feel like he's doing his job right now. But y'all hit that like, hype, and subscribe. We're going to keep it going, man. We're going to get into it.
Right. I come out of nothing. And the reason why I'm talking is to deal with niggas like that. Them niggas right there, they're the worst thing that could have ever happened to YouTube. Because them niggas are bitch ass hoe niggas, period. So I'm really tearing up right now because the mission I'm on, I'm doing this shit for Big D, bro. Because he believed in me. And oftentimes in the world of entertainment, my nigga, niggas don't believe in niggas. Niggas want to use niggas and abuse niggas. But here's a motherfucker who believed in me more than motherfuckers who I've been doing my whole life. And so the mission I'm on, he told me to don't never forget to be a real nigga, which I already knew. So the shit I'm doing right now, this shit for me, bro. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Chill,
I'm doing this shit in memory of Big D, a big mogul. Period. Simple as that. How that shit go. So when it comes to whatever advantages I got, when it comes to me working my motherfucking shit, bro, when it comes to me working this shit, my nigga, I'm doing this shit for D, because that's what he said. He said, nigga, you gonna be the biggest nigga on YouTube. He said in 3 years, if you follow this format, you gonna be the biggest name on YouTube. If you just be yourself. You don't gotta do, we had the conversation about Charleston White. He said, you got that nigga a character, that nigga ain't real. He said, you have a story that young black boys and girls need to hear.
Amen.
And he said, if you just tell your story, he said, I'm gonna use my platform to elevate you. And he says, when I get you where you need to be, I'm gonna call Sean Cotton. And I'm gonna have Sean, if I get called it a favor, I'm gonna have Sean help me make you as the biggest motherfucker on YouTube. And 2.5 years later, the mission that he set me on, I'm still pushing that motherfucking mission.
I mean, you right there already. I think you about it. I think shit, nigga.
I think this interview right here gave Dawgface the time to realize what he actually have accomplished, what his big homie actually told him that he believed and he can do, and he doing it now. And that's why Dawgface feeling the way he feeling, man. But you can only salute to that though, brother, and that explains his mission, bro. And y'all see him on this controversial, challenging everybody who's talking crazy on the internet. This is why he doing it.
But what correct. But what I was saying was, from the outside looking in, unless you heard that full story and know that you came from nothing, you would just think that, oh, Dawgface get on here talk shit and he getting this money.
Bro, I started podcasting in 2011. The word podcast wasn't even part of the urban vernacular. Nobody, the only examples of podcasting in Detroit, me. When I say podcast in a radio room style format, where I'm talking about current events, current topics, and I'm interviewing the who's who or whoever came to Detroit.
Same.
I'm interviewing them, right? And I took those interviews, I filmed them, and I put them on YouTube. Most of the rappers that you see from Detroit right now, the big names that you hear about, the first time they were ever on the podcast was on my podcast in 2012, 13, 14, right? I jumped in, jumped out. Big D from Local State of Mind. Big D was the person who convinced me to get back in because I was done with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was done with, he's like, no, you can be he said, you can be bigger than Charleston White, right? And he set me up. He set me up to be successful. And he gave me, because of his closeness of proximity to the Sean Cottons and closeness of proximity to you guys, he gave me a mission. I did one show with Big D, and he passed away. He had three people that he was gonna build platforms around, right? I was one of those three people, right? I did my show on a Wednesday. Big D died 4 days later. Before he died, though, he said, listen, I'm gonna show you how to set up everything. I'm gonna give you a list. He said, I can do everything for you. I can executive produce your show for you from Dallas, right? Or I ain't counting your pockets, but if you got the money, I'll send you a list of everything you need to buy. And when I come to Detroit, I'll come and set it up and show you how to work it, right? And so,
hold on, I want to touch on, you touched on White Boy Rick, and I thought that was interesting. You was like, niggas got it all fucked up with that movie. White Boy Rick was really him.
Yeah.
Explain that.
The biggest misconception is that, listen, White Boy Rick was selling keys, bro. In a chocolate city, back when he was moving around Detroit, was 80% black. A white boy don't go around Detroit, on the east side of Detroit, selling no dope without protection. He had protection, he had a crew. White America trying to clean it up because trying to make him white America's darling. See, the story is a white boy was able to survive in an all-black city with all them niggas to survive. Or he turned to a rat, blah, blah, blah. Bro, listen, I moved to Detroit in 1986. In 1986, Rick was still running around. The niggas around and supporting him, they will blow your motherfucking head off. Anybody saying anything different is a motherfucking lie. All that shit about the guns and all that. White Boy Rick, he fucking the mayor's niece, nigga. He fucking Kobe Young's niece. He got kids by Kobe Young. Kobe Young is like fucking, bro, a white boy fucking the black mayor's niece. Why he mayor?
That's some
and you
cold
think he was
stuff.
just a regular white boy?
That's some black people stuff. That's something that we attempt or wish that we could get accomplished.
Just running around, nigga, that's access. He was protected by the mayor to a certain extent, Kobe Young. He wasn't just running around, there's no curly hair, white boy with no mullet. White Boy Rick was get your ass out of here. That money talk in Detroit. In Detroit, listen, right now, the most dangerous motherfuckers in Detroit are not the niggas. The most dangerous motherfuckers in Detroit are the Arabs and Chaldeans. They got the money. They own all the gas stations. They own all the liquor stores. They own all the restaurants. They own everything. If you get to it with a Chaldean or Arab in Detroit, nigga, you dead, nigga. They'll pay a nigga to wipe your nose, nigga. Niggas don't run shit in Detroit. The Arabs and Chaldeans run that bitch. Niggas may run around with all the
I don't think it's too many places you gonna find where actual niggas actually running a spot, bro, to keep it real with you. I feel like we all put here on this earth as pawns, man, and only the ups, they get to be the rooks and shit like that, man. But at the end of the day, that's why you don't follow in behind nobody, man. You make your own decisions and be your own man, bro.
low-level dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to that money, boy, Detroit move on money. Detroit don't move on nothing but money, period.
Now, you mentioned something about your early podcasting career, and I just saw a post, and I can't remember. I don't think you shared. I don't know how I saw it, but he was like, "Man, these niggas in Detroit now who holding the front line, they need to move the fuck out the way,
Yeah.
because these niggas is corny."
Yes.
As far as I know, the niggas that are up right now, the Icewear Vezos, the Peasies, the Vezes, V's. V's.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna allow, first of all, podcasting and rapping, two different things.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow the rappers, I don't give a fuck who it is, to take over and to influence content creating. I'm not gonna allow it. On my journey to where I am right now, you had these same motherfuckers was calling academics, calling motherfuckers, jumping in DMs and don't fuck with Dawgface. I will never let them niggas ever have control over content creating in the city of Detroit. So one of the reasons why
Is this why they call this man the most dangerous voice? Also formerly known as the most dangerous voice in Detroit. I think Dawgface is starting to put his print down in these YouTube streets. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We're going to continue it on, though.
I'm doing what I'm doing now, it's not just so I can, it's not like a self-aggrandizing thing. I ain't just trying to get, just so I can talk shit. You know what I'm saying? I have been on the biggest platforms in the country, including this one. And after the issue with me and Doug and Pease and all that shit, I ain't even talk about it. Cause it's of no importance to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna spend a second of my time talking about them niggas because I don't give a fuck about them niggas. I'm in the podcast space, I'm in the content creator space. Ain't nobody in Detroit ever did the shit I'm doing right now. There is nobody who has done any shit that I've done right now. And I'm gonna use the contacts and connections that I have to help other platforms and other people who operate in this space elevate themselves. I don't give a fuck about the rappers at all, period. They can't stop me.
All right, man, we're going to cut that right there, man. That content right there be for another day. But at the end of the day, y'all get an understanding of Dawgface's point of view now when he get on these platforms doing these debates and making these viral clips. I knew Dawgface had a history. You know, I seen him come across my screen back then, but I didn't know that he was on the verge of quitting and his homie had got in his ear and gave him the motivation, then died later. That's crazy work then. Now, I'm really happy that Dawgface sat down on this podcast right here. Now, he sat down, he actually got to realize and visualize just from the question that was asked that, you know, what his actual purpose was in this game. I'm pretty sure he knew what it was in the back of his head, but now that he sees the picture, he knows for sure, man. But I want y'all to get in the comment section, though, and y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think Dawgface is the man to be in the social media space, man? Or do y'all consider him the giant slayer? Or do y'all think Dawgface be doing too much? Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. I don't know, just keeping it real. We're going to call a ball, a strike, a strike. The Metaverse Umpire, BT Scoop, I'm out.